Hey everybody, I'm Sin. Welcome to the Book Nook. I'm trying not to drop these books. Today we're gonna talk about all these books I got from the library. It's a mini library book haul. Woo! I don't know. I was gonna hold them like like everyone else does. Like here you go. But I use a green screen, so look at how the cover of that one looks. It looks stupid. So I was like, all right, well, I'm doing this way and show off Orwell's Roses and just flip them all around and look ridiculous. So I'm gonna set these down now. Oh my god. All right, so I'm gonna do a mini library book haul. I know most book hauls seem to be like, I got 20 books, I got 30, I got 50. Even the library book hauls I've seen are huge. Well, I went to the library and I did a mini book haul. I got 4 books that are of considerable size. I think most of them are 300 pages or more. And when I go to the library, get books that I can read in the amount of time that I am allotted from the library. Once in a while, I have to extend that hold, but overall, I can't go to the library and get like 10 books because I know I'm not going to read them in the time frame. So I try to go realistic. A solid 4 larger books, 300 plus page books. So this is going to be me talking about what I've been getting up to and what I'm going to read, what I have read. I'm doing this video after I started reading these, so I actually read 2 of these already. I'm doing this all wrong, but that's okay, right? Maybe it's not. Maybe people are like, well, actually, you aren't supposed to read the books before you do the book haul video. Sin, that's not how it works here on booktube. I don't know. I'm new, all right? Let me know. Anyways, let's talk about the 4 books that I got from my library. My mini library book haul. I'm going to go in the order of what I've read so far. So first up, we have Blue Skin Gods by S.J. Sindu. And this is a story that takes place in Tamil Nadu, India, about a boy who is born with blue skin. Should I just hold this up the whole time? It's so shiny. It's shiny. I'm trying not to blind you with the shiny. Okay, right there. I found the spot. I'll just hold it here. So yeah, about a boy who was born with blue skin in Tamil Nadu, India. His father sets up an ashram and his family makes a living off the people who come and seek the boy's blessings and miracles. And so it follows him growing up and his relationships with his family and the people around him, and then him like as he grows up questioning his belief in himself. And I've already read this. Fantastic read. There'll be a video about it and we'll get more in depth into it. But until then, moving on to the next book. So the next one is Orwell's Roses by Rebecca Solnit. This book is about George Orwell and this lady who wrote the book. It's a nonfiction book. She went to the cabin where he planted several fruit trees and flowers of different sorts. And she went to go see if any of that still remained. And the fruit trees were gone, but what did still remain were his roses. And so she talks about that in the book and also about the cultivation of roses and the symbolism behind them. And it tells like some of the story of George Orwell's life and just overall a really great read. Orwell's Roses, Rebecca Solnit. It's a good one. I also saw this, I picked this up because Ariel Bissett talked about this book and it piqued my interest, and I saw it while I was at the library and I was like, I gotta read this. So that's why I got this one. Next up, because I use the green screen, this is gonna not show up and be invisible. This invisible book, which it's a horror book. Most of his books are horror, so maybe it's appropriate that it's invisible. Oh wait, if I kind of get the light right, it's called it's called Inspection by Josh Malerman. I'm continuing my Josh Malerman tour of his books. So far I've read Bird Box, Goblin, A House at the Bottom of the Lake, Black Mad Wheel, and then this one's up next. I am going to pre-order Daphne, which is his newest book that comes out in August. Super excited for that. So this book is about this school that this boy goes to. and it's surrounded by woods, and the boy starts to get curious, like, what's in the woods, what's out there. They don't want these kids to know. I'm not hold that book up because it looks weird because of the green screen, but anyway, they don't want these kids to know what's out there in the woods, dude. What is it? Who knows? I haven't read this one yet. I read the other two, but these two I'm going to show you right here I have not read yet. So then it also says, on the other side of the woods, there's a girl, also in this other school, and she's curious too. What's out in these woods? Who knows? That's what we're going to find out in the book, Inspected by Josh Malerman. This looks so bad. Green screen, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I mean, I have bookshelves with books in them that I could film in front of, but this is just much easier. And the bookshelves are next to a window, and the way the lighting comes in is just not conducive to setting up the camera. But at some point in time, we might move around bookshelves and get something situated somewhere else. We'll figure it out. So the last book from my book haul is The Oracle of Night by Sidarta Ribeiro. This is also a nonfiction book. I'm trying not to have it be so shiny. The shine! It was blinding. Blinded by the light. Okay, so this book is about dreams. The history and science of dreams. I have always been fascinated with dreams, and so I've read several books on dreams. I've read a lot of Jung. I've read Freud. I mean, I guess you have to. Everything is a penis, whatever. But yeah, the history and science of dreams. And this, so how I choose books when I go to the library. I go and I look at the title. This is The Oracle of Night. If the title grabs me, I'm like, all right, The Oracle of Night. Great title, sounds good. So I pick it up and we go and look at the inside of the cover, and I'm like, okay, it talks about dreams. What is a dream? Why do we dream? How do our bodies and minds use them? Okay, that totally piques my interest because I love this stuff. And then read the back of the book, I'm just going to read you a taste of this. Just why not, right? Maybe I'll pique your interest. During our waking hours, whether day or night, but with our eyes wide open, we experience a succession of images, sounds, tastes, smells, and touches. When awake, we live mostly looking outward, since our actions and perceptions are connected to the world that is beyond our inner world. And then, more or less often, whether night or day, but with our eyes firmly shut, we enter the state of unconsciousness in which the screen of reality is switched off. Boop. Of this sleep, which is so familiar and restorative, we remember little, which is why it is common to think of it as an absence of thoughts. Sleep is often considered a sort of non-living, small, everyday death, but this is not true. What do they mean, the elements and plots of these dreams that are so clear and so filled with emotions? Do they actually mean anything at all? Is there some logic behind the dream? Is the dream an inexplicable fact of human existence or an unfathomable arcane mystery? Is dreaming chance or necessity? So that totally grabbed me and sounds awesome, and I'm very excited to get into this. Don't shine the light in their eyes. Okay. Library books are shiny. I'll figure this out at some point. Oh, you were all blind now from the shine. So that's the books that I got from my mini library book haul that I am working my way through. I read the Orwell Roses and Blue Skin Gods. Those were both fantastic. I got a video coming for the Blue Skin Gods. We'll probably work on one for Orwell Roses soon. Thanks for joining me in the Book Nook. And until next time, we'll see you later. Let's wave with this